In the military, whether training or combat, nothing is as important as trust. Knowing your fellow soldier will be there. He has your back. Trust helped create the greatest military in the world. It also, unfortunately, provides fertile ground for con artists like the 3 Hebrew boys, criminals who targeted military bases.
Because of the bond with other military personnel, people, then, it gave me a sense of trust to invest with the 3 Hebrew boys.
Joyce Adams is retired from the Navy. She lost $37,000 investing with the 3 Hebrew boys. They promised returns of 200%. Instead, the Hebrew boys were running a Ponzi scheme that funded a lavish lifestyle of boats, condominiums, and they recruited high-ranking military types as unknowing salespeople.
In the military, when you have high-ranking personnel who is supposed to be responsible for their subordinates, then the subordinates look up to them and trust them, trust what they have to say.
That's a big mistake, say fraud experts.
It makes it easier for the con man when they're dealing with somebody that's part of a known group, because you do have this sense that everybody in the group is doing it, so it must be a good thing to do.
The 3 Hebrew boys named themselves after Old Testament biblical heroes, but they were no heroes. The Hebrew boys were not licensed to sell securities. None of their so-called investments were registered. They targeted churches along with the military. All told, they stole more than $80 million.
It's affinity fraud to almost classic affinity fraud.
Ron Grossi was the FBI investigator who cracked the Hebrew boys' scam. He says at the time of their arrest, the boys had $17 million in the bank, but commitments to pay out more than $1 billion.
We interviewed a lot of people, and we had people who were intelligent. Retired military, very accomplished, multiple degrees, very smart people. But because of their faith, their affinity with these folks, they still, to this day, cannot believe and will not believe, I think they will not, more than cannot, they will not believe that this is a fraud.
Joyce Adams knows it was a fraud. She and her husband had to sell their home and begin again in their late 50s.
And we worked long, we worked really hard to get to the place we wanted to be in life, and to actually have to go back and start basically all over again. It's not easy, but we have to continue to move forward in life.
She's learned a valuable lesson. Trust and social ties are not enough when it comes to your money. Make sure you check to see if the person and the product are registered before you invest, not after.